Hi, all of you. Blue Stars Higher Secondary School welcomes you all to learn the remaining part of this poem, Confessions of a Born Spectator, which was written by Ogden Nash. Now we are going to start with the short summary of the poem. One infant grows up and becomes a jockey, another plays basketball or hockey. Infant means a baby. One baby grows up and becomes a horse rider. Jockey means horse rider. Another person plays basketball or hockey. Hockey means the national game of India. This one, the prize ring hates to enter. That one becomes a tackle or center. This one hates to enter the enclosed area in which boxing matches are fought. That one becomes a tackle or an approach at the center of a game. So both are working to win the prize. I'm just glad as glad can be that I am not them, that they are not me. The poet is just glad that he is not a sportsman or an athlete. So he is happy with what he is. The next stanza, with all my heart I do admire athletes who sweat for fun or hire. With all his heart or wholeheartedly, the poet admires the athletes who work hard and sweat for fun or for being hired, who take the field in gaudy pomp and maim each other as they romp. What means gaudy pomp? The luxurious dress, the showy dress, isn't it? So, here by these lines, the poets try to say the athletes who carry their activities in the field with the showy dresses, luxurious dresses, endure each other as they play their game in a rough, energetic way. My limp and bashful spirit feeds on other people's heroic deeds. The poet's weak and shy spirit sport other people's heroic daring deeds. The next stanza. Now A runs 90 yards to score. B knocks the champion to the floor. Cracking vertebrae and spines. Here in these lines, poet tries to say, now A, that is a person. A is a person here. The person who is running for 90 yards. He runs for 90 yards to score good points for himself to win, isn't it? And then the another person B. B knocks the winner to the floor, breaking his vertebrae and bones, everything. For winning, he is breaking, he is cracking everything, vertebrae and spines, which is very important to live as a human being. Then the other lines. Lashes is a steed across the line. You had think my ego it would please to swap position with one of these. By these lines, the poet tried to say he beats his large, strong horse across the line. Though the poet derives satisfaction admiring the talents of the athletes, he does not wish to exchange places with them. He is very much admired by their satisfaction, but is not ready to exchange the places with them. Next stanza. Well, ego it might be pleased enough, but zealous athletes play so rough. The poet's ego is pleased enough, it is pleased. What it is? The ego is pleasing him, as he does not play with those active players who play so rough. So he is not ready to play with the active players. They do not ever in their dealings consider one another's feelings. The athletes never consider one another's feelings in their activities. I am glad when my struggle begins. Twixt prudence and ego, prudence wins. So, the poet is glad that when his struggle begins between wisdom and ego. Twixt means between. A big struggle is going on between prudence and ego, but finally the prudence only wins. Prudence means what? The strong energy, the strong personality. The poet is glad that when his struggle begins between wisdom and ego, his wisdom wins over his ego. His wisdom. Prudence means wisdom. Completely his prudence, the wisdom wins the ego. Next stanza. When swollen eye meets gnarled face, when snaps the knee and cracks the race, when the athlete's swollen eye comes in contact with a rough and twisted blow, when his knee breaks and his wrist cracks, or wrist knee snaps, wrist cracks. So all the damages happen to his own body parts, but he is not ready to give up. When officialdom demands, is there a doctor in the stands? When athletes get hurt and when the officials demand treatment for them, is there a doctor standing hereby for treating the person who suffered? My soul in true thanksgiving speaks for this modest of physics. The narrator's soul offers thanksgiving to the modest physics of athletes, their strengthful bodies. He is giving thanks to the modest of physics, that means their bodies of athletes. So here in the last stanza, athletes, I will drink to you or eat with you or anything except compete with you. The poet says that he will drink with the athletes, eat with the athletes, or do anything except compete with them. He is ready to drink with them, he is ready to eat with them, but he is not ready to compete with them. Buy tickets worth their radium to watch you gamble in the stadium. The poet is ready to offer even radium for tickets. Radium, what is radium? It's the costliest one. It's ready to give radium for their tickets to watch them running and jumping happily in the stadium. It's ready to buy the tickets which is worth with the radium to watch the gamble in the stadium. Gamble means what? They are running, jumping happily. He is ready to see them in the stadium by giving the worth of radium and reassure myself anew that you are not me and I am not you. Ultimately, he comforts himself that he is only a spectator himself and is not an athlete. So, by this poem, poet Frederick Ogden Nash strongly believes that a spectator can be as enthusiastic as a player. He talks about how people choose to opt for different sports in their lives or decide to become the popular athletes. The poet is glad that he is not a sportsman or an athlete. Wholeheartedly, the poet admires the athletes who work hard and sweat for fun or for being hired. The athletes carry their activities in the field with showy dresses and as they play in high spirits. They injure each other, but the poet supports their heroic deeds. Children have different aims and wish to play various games. Though the poet derives satisfaction admiring the talents of the athletes, he does not wish to exchange places with them. The active players play rough games without even caring for each other's feelings. The poet is also glad over the success of wisdom over his ego. The poet's soul offers thanksgiving to the modest physics of athletes. Ultimately, he says that he will do everything for the athletes, like eating with them, drinking with them, but except compete with them. He is ready to offer even radium for tickets to watch them running and jumping happily in the stadium. He comforts himself that he is only a spectator and is not an athlete by saying the word that you are not me and I am not you. Thank you. Now we are going to learn the short answers of this poem. Based on your understanding of the poem, answer the following questions in a sentence or two. Why does the poet feel glad that he does not play any game? The poet feels glad that he need not suffer like other athletes. He need not satisfy his ego. Do you think the narrator is heroic? Why? The narrator is not heroic because he never wants to be an athlete. He does not want to take any risk. The poet is satisfied just watching the heroic deeds of others. What could be the reason? The poet does not want to get hurt. His prudence does not allow his ego to come up to do some heroic deeds. So he is satisfied at watching the heroic deeds of others. The poet doesn't wish to change the position with the runners. Why? The poet does not wish to exchange the position with the runners because they attack each other to win the race. Are the athletes conscious of the feelings of others? Why do you say so? The athletes are not conscious of the feeling of others. The enthusiastic athletes play roughly without considering others' feelings. Why would the referee ask whether there was a doctor in the stands? What stands is he referring to here? In some games like boxing, one player may break the knee or cracks the wrist of the other. So the referee would ask some help from a doctor to give first aid. The gallery where the spectators are sitting is referred to as stands. Why does the poet refer to buy tickets worth their weight in radium? Bring out the significance of the medal referred to here. Though the poet does not want to play, he appreciates the players. So he buys tickets of high denominations. The metal referred here is to mean the high value. The metal radium is referred here to mean the high value of money. Now we are going to learn the paragraph answers. How does the poet establish the victory of some common sense over ego? First we want to write the name of the poem. Confessions of a Born Spectator. Name of the poet, Frederick Ogden Nash. Theme, a spectator can be as enthusiastic as a performer. Ogden Nash, 1902 to 1971. He was an American poet well known for his light verse, of which he wrote over 500 pieces. With his unconventional rhyming schemes, he was declared the country's best known producer of humorous poetry. In the poem Confessions of a Born Spectator, Ogden Nash talks about how people choose different sports in their lives or decide to become athletes. While admiring the talents of the athletes and sportsmen, the poet confesses that he is neither a sportsman nor an athlete. The success in an athlete meet may please the ego of the player, but the player plays the game without considering the feelings of the opponents. The zealous athlete plays rough game with an eye upon success. They are always having an eye on the success. Sometimes he feels a struggle between his prudence and ego, and he is happy his prudence wins over his ego. So he is happy to be a spectator. Next question. The poet does not wish to exchange places with the athletes. How does he justify his view? Like the same, we have to write the name of the poem, poet, and then theme. Ogden Nash was an American poet well known for his light verse, of which he wrote over 500 pieces. With his unconventional rhyming schemes, he was declared the country's best known producer of humorous poetry. In the poem Confessions of a Born Spectator, Ogden Nash talks about how people choose different sports in their lives or decide to become athletes. While admiring the talents of the athletes, and sportsmen, the poet confesses that he is neither a sportsman nor an athlete. As a spectator, he watches the rough games of the players. When a player runs to get his point, the opponent will try to knock him down. He may fall to the ground and break his backbone. Then he will become invalid in this world. So he does not want to become an athlete and he is contented to be a spectator. According to the poet, what contributes most to the injuries sustained by the athletes? Like the same, we want to write the names of poem, poet, and then theme. Ogden Nash was an American poet well known for his light verse, of which he wrote over 500 pieces. With his unconventional rhyming schemes, he was declared the country's best known producer of humorous poetry. In the poem Confessions of a Born Spectator, Ogden Nash talks about how people choose different sports in their lives or decide to become athletes. While admiring the talents of the athletes and sportsmen, the poet confesses that he is neither a sportsman nor an athlete. The players get injuries while playing. It mostly happens because they play a rough and noisy game. When a player runs to get his point, the opponent will try to knock him down. He may fall to the ground and break his backbone. They sweat for fun or hire. To show their powers, they mime each other. Thus, the athletes sustain injuries because they are zealous enough to play rough games. These are the appreciation questions. Read the given lines and answer the questions that follow in a sentence or two. With all my heart, I do admire athletes who sweat for fun or hire. Whom does the poet admire? The poet admires the athletes. For what reason do the athletes sweat? The athletes sweat for work hard to play well for fun or money. Well, ego it might be pleased enough, but zealous athletes play so rough. What pleases the ego? The success in a game pleases the ego. Why are athletes often rough during play? The athletes have only success in their mind. They are often rough because they do not think about the feelings of the opponents. When official dumb demands, is there a doctor in the stands? Why are doctors called from stands by the sponsors? During a game, the players may be badly injured, so the sponsors call for the doctors. Why does the poet make such an observation? The poet wants to prove that it is sometimes dangerous to participate in games. When snaps the knee and cracks the wrist, identify and explain the use of the literary device in this line. Onomatopoeia. The fact of words containing sounds similar to the noises they describe. The words snaps and cracks refer to the sounds. Now we are going to learn the ERC. Explain the following with reference to the context in about 50 to 60 words each. I am just glad as glad can be that I am not them, that they are not me. Reference. These lines are taken from the poem Confessions of a Born Spectator written by Ogden Nash. Context. The poet wants to say that he is happy not to be an athlete. Explanation. While admiring the talents of the athletes and sportsmen, the poet confesses that he is neither a sportsman nor an athlete. The poet is very glad to say that he is not an athlete and he will never become one. They do not ever in their dealings consider one another's feelings. Reference. These lines are taken from the poem Confessions of a Born Spectator written by Ogden Nash. The context. The poet wants to convey that some players play rough game without minding the feelings of others. Explanation. While admiring the talents of the athletes and sports persons, the poet confesses that he is neither a sportsman nor an athlete. Most of the players play roughly. They do not consider the feelings of the opponents. They keep only success in their mind, so they are called as careless. Athletes, I will drink to you or eat with you or anything except compete with you. Reference. These lines are taken from the poem Confessions of a Born Spectator written by Ogden Nash. Context. The poet wants to say that he will never be an athlete. Explanation. While admiring the talents of the athletes and the sportsmen, the poet confesses that he is neither a sportsman nor an athlete. The poet is willing to drink for the good luck of the athletes and ready to celebrate their success, but he will never play with them. Now we are going to learn the rhyming words which are placed in this poem. Enter, center. Jockey, hockey. Admire, hire. Pomp, romp. Feeds, deeds. Score, floor. Please, these. Fist, wrist. Demands, stands. Radium, stadium. Underline the alliterated words in the following lines. For this most modest physique. Most and modest are started with the same letter M. They do not ever end their dealings. Do and dealings are underlined. Why they are underlined? They are started with the same letter D. Find out the rhyme scheme of the given stanza. AABB, because it it ends with jockey, hockey, enter, center. So jockey, hockey, AA, enter, center, BB. Thank you. Thank you, students.